Candace Owens and the Ben Shapiro feud. I don't know how it got to in my brain this morning. I was watching that and I was having a conversation with a friend of mine about it, and something triggered something else in my mind, and I got to thinking about a time in my life when, and I've never been famous or rich or anything like that, but I remember a time in my life that had inspired me to want to write this book, which I'm still inclined to do because of this great thing that an aunt of mine told me years ago when I was one of my lowest points in my life at the time. But I was playing music 5 nights a week. And a lot of people probably that knew me probably thought, well, heck, he'll be okay. He's doing what he loves to do and all this. But in my mind, I was at a lowest point in my life because I knew I was just working. I was just working a job. People may have taken it different, may have thought I was just really had this mindset of, oh, I'm doing great. I'm playing 5 nights a week. And I think I was playing Saturday afternoon. I was playing like 6 times a week sometimes. And at the time I was thinking, going back to Candace, I was thinking I would rather have money than any kind of fame as the time. But in her case, her fame can make her money. I don't know if she's rich or not. I would suspect that Ben Shapiro has a lot of cash. And he's also well known, but I'm not sure that his fame is stronger than Candace Owens. Hers has come up, I guess, gradually, which is, in my case, if I wanted if I felt like if I wanted to be successful, I knew I couldn't do it by going and playing clubs and playing. I could play 40 times a week. Who cares if I'm playing everybody else's stuff? The only thing that was going to give me any money and fame was writing my own stuff, having it produced and putting it out and getting some notoriety and all that good stuff that they go through and make some money, sell some songs, some albums, whatever. Back in the days, from records. So that was the path to do it. But at the time, I would have took the money and thinking, well, I can just invest some money and then, take my time, because it takes time normally, unless there's some type of big event that you're involved in that gets your name out there. Like if you're a nobody and all of a sudden you're thrust into the middle of a Super Bowl ad or something, yeah, you can get your notoriety in a day and have your 15 minutes of fame, but you still have to have what goes along with it to keep it going. It's like this podcast. I've got a few videos. I don't have anywhere near somebody like Candace Owens. I mean, they're doing it daily. This is what they do. They have a staff. They're writing. They're always looking for something that's interesting to give to the people that follow them, because if you ever run out of things that you can talk about and you have a lull in there, it's called dead air on radio. People lose interest, they find something else to go watch. It's just like buying a product. If you have a product you like and all of a sudden you find something better, you're probably, as long as you can get that better product, you're never going back to that old one, right? That's the way I'd look at it. I know that if you are going to a place over here and getting service and they do something you don't like and you find somebody that does it the way you like it, they've lost it. These people that you were going to probably aren't going to get your business back. That's why it's negative publicity is that's why that people really try to beat that down on Google and different things, because negative publicity will travel a lot faster than anything good that you do normally, and that's been the rule of thumb. They may have changed over the years, but when I was in marketing classes years ago, that's what I was told anyway. But back to Candace, I believe her fame is going to help keep her going, and I was discussing this topic too today and with someone, and we were talking about should she go with like Tucker or something like that? No, I don't think so. First of all, I don't think Tucker would want some, a Candace. I mean, you would think that he would, and I could see why. And you could think, well, there's synergy there because his editing people could edit him and her and everything. I believe not, though, because I believe they're both so well known that if Tucker walked into his editing person and said, hey, do you have this ready? And they go, oh, no, I'm working on Candace Owens. I don't think that'd go over too well. I believe that her and him are probably going to want somebody dedicated on doing their own thing if she can afford it. I know that Tucker most likely can afford anybody in whatever team he wants. I'm not sure about Candace. I don't know how much money she's made. I would think that she's made a small fortune already. I don't know if it's anywhere near what, Ben Shapiro or Tucker definitely makes, but it's interesting. But it's the fame and the fortune. What's better, the chicken or the egg? I don't know. I believe if you have the fame is fleeting, is what I've always heard. You want to make bank with it and put your money somewhere safe and keep it as, invested in some assets or whatever it may take. But even money, can't take it with you. And it's something that it's not guaranteed either in the stock market or anything else. I know people say go buy gold, go buy silver, and all these different things, and you can't eat it. And if it gets so bad that cash is not worth anything, then okay, other people that don't do gold and silver are going to have a hard time trading, and they're going to have a hard time getting fuel and fertilizer and whatever else to make what you buy from them, right? So when we get to that point, if we ever get to that point, that's when it's going to be, everybody's buy gold, buy silver, and, there's other things, annuities, buy all these things. But if the system ever breaks down to a point where you're like Venezuela or somewhere, or Cuba, I remember a finance teacher in an investments class one time saying, hey, you can't go on a lot of times on markets when you're talking about communist countries. He said that the price of sugar got down like a nickel a pound or something back in the 70s or 80s or whenever, maybe it was, not sure when it was. But anyway, what it was, everybody thought, oh, well, it can't get any lower. So they went and bought a bunch of shares in companies that sold sugar. Well, in the communist country of Cuba, they started selling it like 4 cents or something. So everybody that bought it at a nickel lost a penny, and they bought millions of dollars of it, and they lost money. They didn't make any money. And they just drove the price right on down. So what can you do? That there's no market forces doing that. But there's some market forces that are going to be working with Candace Owens. And I can't wait to work on this book that I've been thinking about for a long time. And I'm just, it's a great little thing that my aunt told me years ago that triggered all of this. And it's, anyway, you guys have a good one. And I wish Candace Owens the best, and I don't have anything against Ben Shapiro at all either, so wish them all the best, and we need some good conservative voices out there to speak for us. Hey, I do these videos because I'd like to have a dialogue with you. I'd like to see your comments below and hear what you got to say about it, and maybe I can make some comments on those comments. I think it's very important for all of us to get involved. So if you would, please subscribe and hit the like button. And if I put another video up somewhere, please check that out too. But it would be really good if you would help me out in that regard. Thank you.